Hello, it's me. I'm filming outside, which I have wanted to do for a long time. I just wanted to talk about some intense things. As always, just had like a really difficult day not because of anything other than just listening to someone else whose life is very hard. And like they've been through like all of the worst things you could possibly go through. I don't even want to talk about it because it's just so dark. It could just take a lot out of you as well as me. My job's customer service, right? So you can make that quite standard customer service. But because our customers are vulnerable, you do talk to them directly about things like mental health and disabilities and illnesses and all sorts of things that are actually quite hard to talk about. I've got a lot of mental health training and experience, obviously. And like it means that like I'm quite used to just talking about difficult things and like holding darkness for people, because I know that most of the time it really helps them. And a lot of my friends support each other emotionally and mental health wise, and I have a lot of like autistic kind of communities and like support networks and disability support networks and friendships where that's what we do all the time, is we talk about difficult things and we support each other. I think like being autistic, you're very direct about these things, but also I would say like there's no way that I would cope unless I did this. Like it's just not feasible. This is why I talk about difficult things, because like I literally would not survive like one way or another, like even if it's just because I would get so ill in my body, you know. Yeah, but it was just really hard, like listening to this person's, you know, difficulties, and like she had no support, she had no family or friends, her neighbours weren't supportive, she was going through some things in the courts against her ex as well, the police weren't being supportive, someone had advised her, which I don't think is true, that you're not allowed to get any specific mental health support during that process, which sounds bollocks, but like I need to go fact check that, but that sounds like absolute bollocks. Like, how are you supposed to survive that kind of court case without support with your mental, like, anyway. And then she's just gone through all of the bad things that you can imagine that exist in the world. Well, most of them. And like, it's difficult because obviously you have to make a decision, like, is this conversation going to make things... Sorry. Sorry about that. Didn't even know it could do that. Did I... Oh my god, you're so fine. I digress. Yeah, anyway. And like, it's difficult because you need to make a decision, like, is this going to help this person or is it going to make it worse? But often, and my mental health training tells me that active listening, like really listening to someone, which is really hard. I had to like be trained to do that. I'm still quite bad at it, like compared to where I want to get. But I know how to do it, you know, at least for certain periods. Anyway. Oh yeah, people feeling like they're not alone and they're not like weird for feeling how they feel, and like normalizing how they feel basically, which is very hard for someone who doesn't have a lot of personal experience of difficult things to do. So like again, that's one of the pluses of being a survivor and like mad and autistic and disabled, is like you understand somewhat of what people are talking about. She was talking about like, oh yeah, no, I was talking about that you have to make a decision between like, should we talk about this, like should we do this and talk about this and hold space for you, or should I distract you and like do the main parts of my job that I did anyway, but like would that be more effective for you? But a lot of the time people want to talk about stuff, and I do it like put in the conversation multiple times, please don't feel pressured to talk about this, we can like talk about other things, I can distract you if you want, but if you want to continue, if you want to talk about this, that's fine, I just don't want to upset you more. And like they've always been like, no, like this is helping me, no one understands, like no one listens, it's actually helpful that you actually understand, it's actually helpful that you understand what I'm talking about. And yes, I haven't been through all the things that she has, and in exactly the same ways on the ones that we did relate on, but it was enough to get what she meant, like on an experiential level a bit, in a way that like I reflected back to her. I just gave her a lot of like listening and understanding, and like normalized her feelings, because they were like understandable, right? Like she was talking about like not feeling loved and like no one could love her, and which is bollocks, but that's what that kind of abuse and like behavior and experience teaches you, you know? Like when men treat people as objects, you know, then you literally have that impact on the person. And like, for example, and like she was also feeling like really fed up that all her time and energy and psychological space was taken up by this crap, when like she wants to be enjoying life and having fun. And I fucking relate to that so hard. There's like, I just suffer so much like all the time. It's like really unbearable. And like obviously she was as well, and like so many people are, and lots of survivors are as well. And like, yeah, so it's just like basically trying to validate what they're saying and feeling, and obviously offering like specialized services and people that are experts to give her that support. But there again, she was like, everyone's closing the doors but like at me. Like I keep asking for help, and all these services are just like not giving me any help, which I was really outraged about. I was so outraged about that. I'm just like, this is literally their job. I know they're oversubscribed because everyone's fucked at the moment, you know, to different degrees, but yeah. But it just made me so mad. I'm so mad about it. Like, I'm just really upset and mad. Yeah. Just reminded me of my upbringing as well. Like, yeah. I don't know. And it turns out that she suspects that she's autistic as well, and like a lot of autistic people experience abuse and experience really difficult times, and that makes me so mad, because like I just know that my autistic community is like suffering so much and they don't get the support that they need, and like, and I can see the effects. Like our health is deteriorating, our mental health is like in like pieces, and it just makes me so furious. But you know, that just means that we need to build mutual aid networks, and we need to like fight back basically with community and like with love and friendship and like expertise around these things. Just like I did today. Like I was fucking proud of myself, and like I was proud of her, and you know, I'm crossing the lines of professionalism in the stereotypical sense, but like showing someone love and care and protectiveness, like she was like, oh my god, you actually really care about me, and like you could tell that meant so much to her. She even said that she loved me. Obviously, you know, you could look at that in a few ways, but that is love, you know, that kind of interaction, and it shows you how much she cared about me and cared about the interaction. And like that's why so many customers I have like a massive bond with by the end of the conversation, and it's because I let myself like go beyond what's my expectations, because I give a shit about this person. I think that they're like on the edge or like really in a bad place, and I think I have ways that can help them. So I'm pretty confident about that. Yes, these kind of recipes won't be suitable for everyone. Life is hard. Like I think life is really hard, and I think we should give ourselves some fucking credit, all of us. Like, life is basically pain, that's how I feel. And like, yes, there's lots of good stuff, but it's just so hard when it's so hard for you to feel happy and to feel joy. And these kind of adverse experiences make that so much harder, and that's why it's so fucking enraging and makes me so angry. Because people will take away so much from you, and like, I don't even think they realise. And maybe if people realised, maybe it would happen less. But not if people think women and femmes are worthless and disabled people are bad and evil. Then people aren't going to care how much they devastate you. Yeah, but I've just been spending ages like trying to, because I need to get all this shit out of me now, because it's like in me. So I've just been trying to imagine it going into the floor and into the grass to try and like digest it. But yeah, right after the call, I had like a massive cry and meltdown, essentially. Like, my autistic meltdowns are basically me crying intensely, mostly. But after that, I was like, okay, I'm good. Like, I'm used to this. I'm used to the darkness. And I think there is a beauty and a kind of gift within that. Like, I think we have to not spend so much time in it like I do. And I really want more joy and love and more fun and enjoyment, which is so hard for me to feel. There does seem to be some benefits from having that experience and being ready and able and willing to sit with someone in the darkest places imaginable. Like, I fucking hate that shit. Like, I hate knowing about people's horrible things, but if it means that they're not going to kill themselves or that they're going to feel hope, I think it's more than worth it. And I can fucking deal, because I'm fucking tough. It's weird, because I feel really fragile, but actually I think I'm quite tough. Yeah. Anyway, I'm definitely gonna go grey soon, I think, which is fine. I'm surprised I'm not grey at all. Maybe she calls me this. Is that grey? It might be. Could have well been from that conversation, I'm sure. Anyway, that's what I need, is someone who's just gonna be fucking awesome and nice and affirming. And we all need that, don't we? Anyway. Oh god, and I like fell over and really fucked my arm, and I can't really like use this arm loads. And I'm just like, fucking hell, man. Life is just beating us up all the time. Literally and figuratively. I do these noises quite a lot. It's like exhausted, like I fucking can't deal with this shit. Like sigh, moan, yell, blah blahs. It's really beautiful. I think I need to be in nature more. I think that's the deal. I do think that like our lives are not set up for like having fun. Like, even though I love my job, I do hate capitalism. And yeah, I think like if we're working full time, which I'm not now, thankfully, like I think people need to reduce their hours as much as they can and enjoy their life as much as they can. I was like to her, I really hope you get some time to rest and soothe yourself, you know, because you deserve that. And I've sent her loads of support, you know. I'm gonna send her, there's loads of support, but I've also been like, I need to be careful. I've said this out, I was like, I don't want to upset you, because obviously you've had a lot of issue with support services being crap, so just take it or leave it, really. And you know, there was mental health support, domestic violence support. There's also support out there if you're, you know, if your police that are supporting you in court cases aren't doing their jobs properly, you can go up the food chain to like, I think they're called constables and stuff like that. I hate the police, and if you're dealing with them and they're not doing their job, one avenue is talking to people up the hierarchy. Same with her housing situation was really bad. You can go up the hierarchy and like get in touch with councillors and your MP about it, even if you're just copying in your housing association, say, and like making them panic and do their jobs properly. And obviously there's like referrals and things that you can get more support with the work that I do. And then yeah, there's just lots of things like survivor communities, like disability and neurodiverse communities, you know, like one of those are going to be supportive for her at least. Yeah. And I feel really lucky I have so much support, because I do have a lot, especially compared to other people. Fucking hell, the amount of people that I talk to and they're just like on their own, isolated, they don't understand anything about disability justice or mad pride, so they just hate themselves and they think they're the worst because they're disabled or mental. And I'm like, no, that's not the case. That's literally what I'm not like that on the phone. I'm like, that's my message. I'm just like, no, like, you know, there are whole histories and communities where disability and madness has been valued, you know. It's just our culture doesn't do that. It's having like a really bad effect on so many things. Anyway, I'm quite fucked up, I'm not gonna lie about it all. I'm quite fucked up. I need to walk around more, I think. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm fine though, it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Yes. It's okay. She was so sweet. She was like, you saved a life today. And she was like, I don't want to leave the call. And I felt like that too. There's so many people that want to be my friend after the call, and it's really sweet. And I do want to be their friend, but you can't really do that as a customer service person. Hello, I met when I was customer servicing. You can't do that. So, anyway, it's sweet though, isn't it? It's sweet. What a ledge. What a legend.